Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So, it has been a while. It has been a while since I last posted, but I just needed to get some things sorted with how I displayed the readings and so on and so forth. So, we have a new table. Hello there. It's just, I'm very excited to be now consistent with the uploads, so on and so forth. So, yeah, let's get right into it. We have 3 piles today that you may choose from. We're gonna be doing your May predictions. We're gonna be talking about your relationships, your finances, your career. So yeah, this is pile number 1 with the Wild Unknown Tarot deck. I really love this deck. This was my first deck, and it can be a little bit dark, so please keep that in mind with Amethyst to kind of like balance it out. Now we have the Wheel of the Year, I believe, with some Rainbow Moonstone, and then we have the Cat's Tarot with some Red Jasper, I believe. I'm not really sure, but I do believe it's Red Jasper. So with that being said, you can pause the video if you'd like to focus on your energy and what you can expect for the month of May. And the timestamps will be down below in the description box and also in the comment section, so you can navigate through them. And let's get started, shall we? Alright, pile number 1. If you chose this beautiful deck, I'm going to be shuffling on camera. So let's get you started, okay? Alright. So I would like to start with your, a little bit of self-love. You know, what you can remind yourself, or what you need to remind yourself in May, or what you should be focusing on as well. This is Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck, and it has a beautiful guidebook with it. It's quite big for my hands, so I can't really shuffle it like that. I want to ask you, how have you been doing? How have you been? I hope you've been alright. I feel like... Alright, pile number 1. What should pile number 1 be focusing on in May? Ooh, moral, be your own first priority. Alright. This is what you should be focusing on in May. To be your own first priority, to focus on yourself a little bit more, to establish those boundaries, to say, hey, I really appreciate you, and I know you're going through a hard time, but where I'm at right now, I really can't be there for you, you know? You need to know your own limits as well. It won't dictate how good or bad of a friend you are, it's just you need to, you know, be your first priority. Alright, so prediction for May, pile number 1. You could be expecting a Hermit, Father of Swords, and Son of Pentacles. Alright, so generally, it seems that your bottom card is Son of Wands. Alright, so in general, it does seem as though that you're going to be focusing on yourself a little bit more. You haven't really paid attention to your own body, to your own intuition. What it has been telling you, like, listen, you're not okay. You can't be like who you want to be, where you want to be, because you're just not in the right place to be helping these people. Perhaps you're a very big empath, and you kind of like reach your limit, you know, or you have reached your limit. And so it's going to be... I do sense that you're going to be coming out of your shell with the Hermit and finally kind of like listen to your intuition, because you haven't, and be your own first priority. And kind of take care of yourself emotionally, but mentally you're still there for other people. You're still there for your relationships. You're still there for your job or career. And you're kind of like, I'm still here, but emotionally you're going to be taking care of yourself a lot more. So this is kind of like the general energy that I'm feeling for you, pile number 1. Alright, so what about your relationships? What about your relationships? What can you expect? I have this Island Time Wellness cards, and these are very good for relationships. They're very tiny for my tiny hands. I really, really like these. Okay, so what pile number 1 can expect in their relationships in May? Ooh. Alright, we have lighting, cassette, lighting and cassette. Alright. So it does seem like in your relationships, there's going to be like a revelation. And there's going to be shocking news as well. Like someone is going to surprise you with some news or some kind of events that are going to be coming up. And this could trigger your outdated thinking as well, like your conditioning. It's gonna trigger a little bit of your shadow as well. Like I did say in the beginning, this is a very shadowy kind of deck. This is gonna trigger your shadow, so I do sense that you're gonna be triggered by your outdated thinking, by these news. And this is going to surprise you. This is going to cause some transformation in your life. So that's why you're gonna be that's why you're gonna be listening to your intuition more and paying attention to your own emotional responses. You're still gonna be there for that person or for that situation mentally, you know, and you're gonna be kind of like stepping into the power of the word, you know, the power of speech, I would say. Like you have a way of communicating that it's just very assertive. You know what to say, you know what I mean? So this power of thinking is going to help you heal or deal with the situation that is going to be triggering your outdated thinking, you know, and the kind of like conditioning that this person is going to put you through, which is why, you know, you got to be your own first priority and say, this is not okay. All right, he's putting those boundaries up. It is very, very important for you in May. All right. I would like to clarify. Yeah, okay. There we go. Yeah, it's you being a priority will be your very first thing, I would say. I also want to look into your career. What can file number 1 expect in their career? The Emperor. I'm gonna put that over here. What can they expect in their career and finances? Empress. What can they expect in their career? 10 of Wands reversed. I hope you guys can see those. Okay, you can't. But you have the Emperor, the Empress, and the 10 of Wands reversed. Yeah, this is piling. And then your bottom card is the Magician. So I feel as though that you feel very restricted in your career. Perhaps you work for somebody else. Perhaps you have kind of like your 9 to 5 job and you feel very restricted. Especially in kind of like in your creativity, it feels Like, you're tired of the routine, you're getting tired of, following somebody else's rules. And that's going to impact you a lot. I do sense that, your main theme in May is going to be you being your own priority. Perhaps you're going to be starting kind of like a new creative work, or kind of like studying something, or going back to school, or creating your own concept of your own business or something like that. It definitely seems as though that you're going to be planning something, perhaps to leave your current job, because you have this urge to create more, to have more abundance, to be free in that sense. I do sense your creativity being very strict. You following somebody else's rules, following somebody else's beliefs, and you just want to be free, The 10 of Wands for me is you feeling overwhelmed by everything. It's kind of like emotional trauma as well. Like, you feel so restricted. You want to express your feelings, you want to express your intuition through your hands. Like, I'm seeing a lot of hands, through your hands, perhaps painting, perhaps writing, drawing, perhaps dancing even with your hands, kind of like K-pop or anything, or something, like, because K-pop has a lot of hand movements, and you kind of like, you feel restricted by that because you can't do anything with your hands. Or perhaps you talk a lot with your hands, or you express you express yourself a lot with your hands as well, and you feel very restricted. So I do sense that in May, in general, your relationships are going to get really triggered, because you're out there thinking, and perhaps the person is going to condition you, and you're going to be replaying events over in your head because you perhaps have been going through, or have gone through before, that type of conditioning as well. And I do sense the biggest theme for you is being your own first priority, taking care of yourself and your own emotional needs, your own emotional responses, kind of like your childlike behavior, Let me read that. Hello. Whatever you're currently grappling with, you must put yourself first. When you're on an airplane, they always tell you to put your own oxygen mask before you try to help your neighbor with theirs. That is to say, if you don't make sure your own energy bar is full, then you have no energy to give someone else. Be brave enough to admit when you need to take a step back from the demands of others and work on making sure you're okay. So, definitely this kind of energy is playing a lot in May for you. And make sure you also drink plenty of water, because my throat is getting really, really, really dry. So please make sure you drink plenty of water, and you kind of like allow your room to breathe as well. Okay? So, general moon energy for May for pile number 1. Ooh, okay, we have 2 cards. It's time to give rather than take. Meditate and contemplate. You can see that, can you? Alright, I'll put that right here. Okay. Your bottom card is believing in the impossible. So I do sense a time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo, new moon in Pisces. I do sense that perhaps the time to give is to yourself, because you've been giving your all to others. You've been giving your time, your energy, your love, your attention to other people, to all of these things, to all of these tasks, to all of these demands, that you're kind of like forgetting to come back to yourself and give to yourself what you're giving to others, like your time, your energy. Perhaps meditating is one of these things that you perhaps forgot, or perhaps that you stopped doing because you don't have enough time, or because there's so many things that just... I feel like May for you is to come back home to yourself, to come back to the tasks that you used to do before you got so busy with everything else, and so busy with your relationship, so busy with, with the demands of others, It's just kind of, I just sense that meditating, contemplating, you coming back home to yourself, you spending time with yourself, regrouping, recharging, all of these things will help you get through the month. Please make sure you drink plenty of water, because my throat is so dry right now. Okay, please do drink plenty of water. Allow your home to breathe. Open the windows, open the shutters, just allow the sun to come in. That will recharge you as well. And drink plenty of water, because holy damn, is my throat dry. Alright, so I do believe that this is all I have for you. Thank you so very much for watching. Let me know how this plays out in the month of May for you, and I will see you in my next reading. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your May 2022 prediction. If you chose the Wheel of the Year Tarot and the Rainbow Moonstone, this is your pile, okay? Alright. Let's see. In general, what will be the energy for you? I would like to start with some kind of like the general feeling for you with Believing Your Own Magic Oracle deck, because it definitely gives a general feeling of what you should be focusing on or what you can be going through. So I'm gonna be trying my hardest to shuffle because these are big. Okay, so with this pile number 2, you need to know about May 2022. Alright, you've earned all your stripes. Okay. And also, villain, you can always rewrite the story, and storm, every hurricane comes to an end. So this is going to be... Alright, so right off the bat, it definitely seems like you've been working really, really hard. It seems like you've been doing a lot of shadow work as well. You've been kind of like integrating a shadow into your life. You've been working really, really hard, not just about your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, I do sense that you definitely will be going through a purging period. That's what I'm hearing. A purging period where you're going to be focusing on yourself, focusing on your own well-being, on your own choices. Alright, we also got... Alright, there's a lot of flip cards in your shadow. Your bottom card on this one is the 5 of Swords reversed. There's a lot of reversed energy in here. So let's get into this. So it definitely seems as though that this energy is kind of like ongoing. I feel like you're going to go through a purging period, it seems, where you may feel as though that you don't believe in yourself, that you don't believe in your own worth, that you don't believe that you've come so far. And it's definitely reflecting on your relationships with the lovers and your own internal harmony. So May, it seems that you perhaps will be having a lot of miscommunication with other people. This is going to be very hard on you, because it's going to make you feel like you can't be understood, or you don't understand why these people don't understand you, or there's going to be perhaps a lot of miscommunications and a lot of misunderstandings with other people, and your mind may be very, very clogged in certain situations, very clouded as well. You may feel as though that you can't see beyond what is being shown, and you may feel as though that perhaps you're being misinterpreted or underappreciated, or it seems as though that you want to push forward in a certain direction in general, you know? Could be in your job, could be in your relationships. And there's going to be a lot of confusion. You're going to have a lot of trouble believing in yourself, believing in your own timing, it seems, you know? And there's going to be a lot of integration with your shadow as well, and it seems like you're going by the end of May, you're going to be okay, you know? It's just perhaps you're going to struggle a little bit with communication, understanding other people, understanding yourself at your core, and believing in yourself as well. So let's see what Lioness has to say. Number 13. Naturally, sometimes with growth comes a little scarring. You've come incredibly far, and you should be proud of the person you've become. Think of your scars not as a reminder of the pain you've had to endure in the past, but as proof that you can survive anything. So it seems as though by the end of May, you're going to be kind of like I said, integrating a shadow, integrating all the lessons in order to get through this, you know, because it seems as though that you've been through this before. Perhaps you are currently undergoing this, and by the end of May, you're going to be just fine. By the end of May, you're going to perhaps understand what needs to happen, what you need to do, you know, and it's going to be a period of uncertainty, it seems, which we all go through, and you have been going through. And it seems like periods of uncertainty are natural. It's okay to not know where you're going to, you know, where you're going towards, what is ahead of you, you know, and how to properly go through this. But it's okay to be in the shadows, okay? It's okay to not know what's ahead of you. It's okay to just kind of like go with the flow, because the Seven of Swords is a card of mystery. It's a card of deception. It's a card of kind of like you not knowing what is ahead of you. You're not knowing what other people's hidden agendas are with you, you know, or are for you, or to you, or against you, or something like that. And then I do sense by the end of May, you're going to be kind of like fully realize, perhaps this is what I had to do all this time, because I do sense that you've been going through this, and you're going to see kind of like the end of the tunnel. It's just like Judgment is showing, is a person with, you know, has been going through such transformation. You're perhaps seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, a lot of flowers that are blooming, and you're just kind of like, I've been through this shadow, cold winter time where it's just so cold and lonely, and then by the end you're just, okay, I see the sun, I see where I'm going, and I see finally the path ahead of me, you know. So I do sense that not only you've been through this before, or you have been through this for quite a while, and this is saying this is like just kind of like the final stage of the cold winter, you know, winter is coming or something like that. This is the final stage of the cold winter. You're going to see the end of it. Just go with the flow. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to know where you're headed. And if you feel underappreciated, or if you feel like perhaps you can't communicate that well, it's because perhaps you need to slow down a little bit. Perhaps you need to think. Perhaps you need to just kind of like just be, you know. It's not about thinking either. It's just about being, you know. Perhaps you just need to be in the moment. Just be with that uncertainty. Be with the cold, the darkness, you know. So this is kind of the general feel the general feel. So let's peep into your relationships. It could be romantic or not, okay? Could be romantic, could be your family, could be your friends. It could be literally anything, okay? So let's see. May, heartbroken, a love call, and hand of cards. Okay. So I definitely do see the bottom card is stabbed in the back, which talks about heartbreak and pain. So I definitely do see unfortunate events that could lead you to being sad and deeply hurt. Perhaps the miscommunication and misunderstandings will lead to you kind of like feeling a little bit lost. Or perhaps this is about a relationship that you've been kind of like healing and going through the phase of, I don't know what to do. Will they reach out? Where's my phone? Okay. Will they reach out? Will we get back together? Will kind of like, you know, you feel as though that you've kind of like lost hope or something, and you're going to get pretty sad about this whole situation, and perhaps that could lead to the mental fog, and you just don't know where it's going, you know. But then we have love call and hand of cards. The love call is someone expressing love or a message of love, someone thinking of you and letting you know. So you may get kind of like a very pleasant message. This could be perhaps you know, a loved one or someone that cares about you if you reach out to them, and if they kind of like, or they see or they sense that you that you're not okay, and perhaps you need a little bit of care, you know what I mean? Need a little bit of, you know, I'm gonna show you that I'm here, I'm gonna show you that I love you and I'm here for you. So you may get a love message or someone expressing that they care for you, you know. And this could perhaps, for some of you, this could perhaps be the person that is making you sad, or you had a breakup or something like that, and they express their love for you, and then you take a risk or take a chance at them again. But for others of you, this could be like a friend that cares for you, and or your guides showing kind of like some sort of message saying, I love you, I care for you. And this could be kind of like the end of the tunnel, where you're kind of like, okay, I'm fine, this is going to be okay. And then you're just keeping it quiet, you know. You're not sharing what is going on behind the scenes, because I feel as though that this miscommunication and this mental fog will make you go silent, perhaps on social media, perhaps on your friends, and just kind of like taking it all in. There's a lot of things going on, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things going on for you in May. There's a lot of mixed energies that kind of like go together, you know. But overall, this is kind of like what I see. A lot of uncertainty as well. But by the end of May, everything is going to be cleared, I feel like. So what is the moon energy for pile number 2? What is the moon energy for pile number 2? Oh, be bold and make the first move. Okay. What else? There's a pile. What is the moon energy for pile number 2? There's a lot of them. What is moon energy for pile number 2? Okay, don't let pride get in your way, and a new romantic cycle begins. Alright, so this definitely, your bottom card is you are good enough, okay? This definitely is saying, perhaps this is reflecting on romantic relationship that kind of like you went separate ways for a while and you have been kind of like in the doubt about if are they going to come back to me, are they kind of like, what are they feeling, what is going on, where am I heading, and the spirit of uncertainty clears in May, and you kind of like get back together. For some of you, it could be that you've been through the heartbreak and you're still grieving and mourning the relationship, and then you take a risk on it again. But I also sense that this could be someone else, someone expressing that they care for you and so on. And then be bold and make the first move. This could be on yourself, actually. Making the first move on yourself, kind of like not waiting for the universe to say you need a break. You know? You need to take a step back and reevaluate the situation because you feel unappreciated, you feel misinterpreted, misunderstood. You need to make that first move before it gets worse, before you just bleh, you know? I do sense that. And I also forgot about your career, I'm sorry. Let's see. What can they expect in your career? In their career, pile number 2. Wheel of Fortune. The High Priestess. Alright, so it definitely seems your bottom card is the Four of Wands reversed. So it seems like in May, things are changing. Things are changing. I mean, not necessarily changing. I do sense a little bit of luck for you. Perhaps a little bit extra income once you listen to your intuition, once you go within, you know. Perhaps you are taking a more spiritual approach, a more intuitive approach to your situation, because the Knight of Cups reversed for me is someone that has the passion, has the drive, really wants to be creative, really wants to do and pursue, but because of the mental fog, you're just not sure if you should. But then by mid, I would say, or as you go through everything, as this is kind of like the darkness, the night, the clouded situation, the High Priestess is here to say, listen to me, listen to my voice. And kind of like perhaps you start journaling, and perhaps you start, you know, putting your ideas into a paper, and you perhaps start manifesting that way. And you get those intuitive hints. You do the shadow work, you know, but there's a sense of you listen to your intuition, and then that leads you to the luck. Like the wheel turns and you're just no longer in that place, you know what I mean? So perhaps in your career you're just kind of like, I have the drive but I don't know what to do, you know. But in that moments of silence you realize, okay, by the end of May all of this is going to be cleared. All of this is just going to, there's so much mental fog. Let me be honest. There's so much mental fog and so many things going through your head. It makes sense for you. You know what it is, but you just can't let it out. This is what I'm feeling right now. You just can't let it out. You know, you just can't express it. You can't put it into words that make sense for you and for others. You know, you can't put it out, you know? And I feel like this is what is happening to you, or has been happening to you, and in May it just gets worse before it gets better, you know? And then the wheels turn. You just know, okay? I can't put it into words, but you just know what it is. You feel it. it's hard to put it out like that. Okay, remember you are good enough. Remember you deserve to have the clarity. Remember you deserve to be loved. You are good enough to pursue your dreams. You are good enough to be understood, to be loved by yourself, you know? Alright, so this is what I have for you, pile number 2. I hope, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments how this resonates throughout the month. And I hope to see you next time. Bye. Hello, pile 3. Thank you so much for sticking around if you chose the Cat's Tarot. And I feel like this is Red Jasper. I'm not really sure. But if you chose this crystal, this is for you. Also, this is just out of nowhere, but I do sense that you are going to be having a special bond with animals this month. I wouldn't say especially with cats because this is a cat tarot, but I do sense that you're going to be having a special kind of connection with animals, domestic animals. Okay, I'm seeing a snake. Perhaps some of you have a snake as a pet in your house. Some of you may have four-legged friends. Okay, but essentially for some of you, you're going to be having a special bond with your domestic pets, okay, this month. And this is going to help you feel grounded as the month goes by, okay? So this was just kind of like an intuitive message that I just got. Alright, so let's see what the month of May has for pile number 3. Alright. This is a very hard deck to shuffle, I must be honest. The cardstock is just so great that I don't want to bend it, although it's already bent, but okay. Let me try this way. No, that's the way that I don't want it. Okay. Alright, it just didn't work. Alright, never mind. So let's put that aside and let's pull a general kind of theme for you in May. I really love these cards. They're just wonderful to set the theme for the reading, or kind of like a reminder for what's coming or for what you need to do. Alright, so we have a library, which talks about taking control of your own narrative. Okay. This is, if you've been seeing 2-2, that's also a sign. Okay. So someone else is trying to call the shots in your life. They think they can waltz in and control your every move, and you need to say no to their manipulation. It might seem tempting to relinquish control, but if you give someone else power over your narrative, chaos will ensue, and it will be all in their favor, not yours. The stories inside of you make your library on the verge of bursting, but only if you're the one to pick up the pen. Ooh, alright. Alright. Let's see. Ooh. Well, fortune reverse. We got the High Priestess reversed. Wow, cards are just flying. Queen of Cups, then Two of Swords. Alright, so bottom of the deck we have King of Pentacles. Alright. Let's have a feel. Someone is gaslighting you. Or someone will be gaslighting you in May. Someone will be gaslighting you in May. I feel like they are already giving you hints of their manipulation. I feel like you... Okay, so this is a very specific message for some of you. I feel like you listen to your intuition and you have the power of knowing, okay? And whenever you express that, you just know. This person says this is all in your mind. That is not true. And they make you question your reality. They make you question what you see. I feel like you may be a clairvoyant. Not a clairvoyant, but a clairsentient. This is clear knowing, I believe. I'm not really sure, but you can correct me in the comments. And this person gaslights your reality. Yeah, definitely. They act very compassionate. Okay? They may be a water sign. I would put their signs right here. They may be a water sign, and they act very compassionate towards you. They act very understanding, but they make you question your reality, and that's a form of gaslighting, a form of manipulation, okay? It's kind of like they make you question your reality to the point where you just stop seeing. Kind of like you... What I'm seeing in this cat is basically you want to speak, but you can't speak. You want to say this is not true. This is my reality. This is what I know. But you can't. It just feels as though that you're... I'm hearing the word comply. It feels as though that you're complying to this person's perception, or to this person's manipulation, And this is not your fault at all. You just really care about the person, you really care about your connection with them. But it's going to get to a point where you're just, to the point where you question your reality and your gifts. Your clear knowing. You may ask yourself, is it worth to have this person around me anymore? Alright. Can we get... This is the Eight of Pentacles reversed. I got the same Eight of Pentacles reversed in the last pile. So you could be choosing both piles to understand who this person is. Yeah, there's definitely something here. It's definitely about a person right now. Alright, so what can you be expecting from this relationship in May 2022, pile number 3? What can you be expecting from this person? So we got girl with a snake, clock, and mirror. Okay, so mirror is about you mirroring each other, and this relationship reflecting your wounds. I do sense that in the past, or perhaps right now, you also doubt your own reality. Perhaps you're exploring your own intuitive gifts, and you now just realize that you have the clear knowing, or the clear seeing, or the clear feeling. It could be also, because there's a lot of water in here. That you doubt it, because it's so intuitive, and you're just kind of like getting to know that, or perhaps you're just going through a period of self-doubt, you know what I mean? And this relationship or this connection is mirroring that wound, that shadow side, I also got need time, and takes time, cycles, and time to heal. So it's definitely, like I said, it's definitely reflecting your shadow, and this is a cycle. This is definitely a cycle. Perhaps this is not the first person that has done this to you. And now that you're realizing that this is a form of manipulation. It's gonna take some time to heal that, but you're gonna make progress anyway. And then girl with the snake, empath and narcissistic paradigm. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. Being charmed or used. Okay? So it definitely seems, like I said, you're an empath. And this person may show you that that they care for you, but they're narcissistic. You're being charmed by their compassion, by their empathy, quote unquote. There's a lot of quotes in that one. You're being charmed and used against your own reality. And boundaries. You're gonna need to set some boundaries with this person, or completely let them know, hey, this is not acceptable, and let them go. That is a lot of toxicity, I would say, because I am talking and I kind of like, I feel sick, as in I'm breeding toxins, you know, I'm breeding things that are unhealthy for me. Just kind of like, I'm gonna give you an example. I'm seeing, I remember living with my mom, and my mom is a smoker, just like her boyfriend. And whenever they would smoke, I would feel this burning sensation. I hate the smell of cigarettes. I hate it. I always did. And this is kind of like the feeling of toxins and burning sensation. It's just kind of like you are around a toxic person. Or you may be around a toxic person in May. Yeah. Definitely. And I feel as though that your connection with your pet is gonna help you stay grounded in order to pierce through the lies and pierce through the kind of like manipulation that is going on. That's gonna be going on, I feel. Alright, so let's see your career before I get into the moon energy that is going to be acting in May for you. So what about their career in May? Got strength. Okay. What about their career? Well, number 3. What about their career? Queen of Pentacles. Okay. What about their career? What about their career and finances? Oh, those are a lot of cards. Hold on. Okay. Oh, alright. There we go. I had this card popping out, but I put it back in the deck because I wasn't sure. But, alright. So it seems as though that in your career, you're going to be putting a lot of effort in May, but that effort is not going to be recognized, unfortunately. Perhaps other people will get credit for your good job or for your good work, for your efforts, but you're going to be feeling very unappreciated. You're working really, really hard, and you just kind of like... Is it the... Okay. Perhaps this was a message for some of you, because this card means something else. And because of that, you just feel lack of sense of security. It feels like perhaps you're not secure in your job. Or perhaps it's because you're not getting the credit, actually. You're not being recognized. And with strength being the very first card popping out, in Queen of Pentacles, I feel like you're going to be thinking about new ways of making money. New ways of getting the abundance that you want for your home. Because the Queen of Pentacles is an all-in-one kind of person. It's a person that is a mother, a nurturer, a a mother, a nurturer, and the provider all in one, you know. And perhaps you're lacking that stability that is kind of like what you want, you know, what you've been wanting, but you're not getting the recognition, and you lack that kind of support and security in your circle or in your job. And it's going to take a lot of courage for you to step into that role, a lot of courage to say or to think, or perhaps to actually take action on some of the ideas that you have or that you're gonna have, you know, to create that abundance for you, you know. So in your career, there's a lot to think about as well. That's why I feel like your connection with your animals is going to help you a lot, because it's going to help you stay grounded in order to achieve this, in order to kind of like get your mind straight and to get through the relationship as well. Alright, last but not least, what is the moon energy at play for pile number 3? What is the moon energy at play? Look at the bigger picture, okay? And then your commitment is being tested, okay? So, I'm going to quickly read through these cards because I feel like they have very powerful messages for you. Full moon in Sagittarius. Are you thinking too much about the details of your dilemma? Fretting over minute. I don't know this word. I'm sorry. Fretting over this word can be counterproductive, or perhaps you're being all talk and no action. This card is a reminder that while it's good to think things through, sometimes you need to step back and look at the bigger picture. What do you then see about your current situation? What's the most positive thought you can have about it? And what's the most realistic one? I'm gonna add that one in there. Now is the time to count your blessings, even if you don't yet have exactly what you want. This card is also a reminder that we often have to take a few risks to go with uncertainty on this journey called life. Try to keep an open mind about what's for the best. The universe could surprise you. I feel like this has to do with your career. Going with uncertainty, but still going, you know? Be confident without being overconfident to win the day. Okay, and then first quarter moon. Let's see, first quarter moon. Okay, there could be some challenges coming your way, but they're just the universe's way of testing you. The first quarter moon calls for you to face any hurdles with confidence. What do you actually think it's possible? If you believe you can do it, then you probably can. If you spend your life affirming that something is too big for you to surmount, it probably is. See how it works? Do you believe your dreams will come true, or have you secretly already given up? Showing some commitment now will help you move towards your desired outcome. What you believe to be true is true for you, so believe in yourself. What did I say about the person? What you believe to be true is true for you, okay? So believe in yourself. It's not about just your dreams, but I do sense that your truth is your truth, you know? So if this person is trying to manipulate your truth and trying to make you not speak your truth, then this is not a person for you, you know? Because then we got the full moon, and the new moon is all, the full moon, I mean, is all about letting go and forgiveness. So, yeah. Whew. Alright, so this is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments how this plans out throughout the month, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.